Welcome to Who's Your Mama, a podcast focusing on tomorrow's future, which are our kids, educators, teachers, parents, all encompassing with the goal of understanding that our brain is a muscle that we can exercise to control the speed in the direction that we want. Let's go, y'all. The time is now. John Crosby of Cobra Crosby Fitness. Welcome back to Who's Your Mama.
Hey.
Great to see you again. And so we will just dive straight in. When you were here before, we left off on very positive, talking about mental health and strength and empowering yourself, not giving into peer pressure, being really conscious about the people you surround yourself with. And I feel very blessed to be surrounding myself with such a positive person like you, and going on this mission together and learning more about your story that inspired me, and I know it will be inspiring so many others. So let's take it from there.
That's the plan. So we left off at 19. All right, 19. Well, 18, high school, done. I started at the gym in Compton, but what I left out was my first job was at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Right there off Manchester and Maine. And then I was going back and forth between Roscoe's and the gym. And then I ended up having a job at Pizza Hut and Food for Less at the same time, all while training. Right?
Oh, wow.
So then
would you say doing all that stuff, obviously, I mean, we all need to make a living, but do you think doing all that at the same time kept you out of trouble?
Staying busy definitely keeps you out of trouble. I always like nice things, so I always worked hard to get them, like the legal way. So
I think that's a very, very important part of the story, the legal way.
The legal way. Like,
yes.
It's just do what you got to do. I had a job. Both of my jobs, because I grew up right there off Century and Western. So I had the Pizza Hut that was off of Century and Vermont, and then the Food for Less that was off Century and Crenshaw. So I would either go either way with the thing. And so I will open Food for Less, and then I will close Pizza Hut. So middle of the day is when I will train. So it was crazy. And I liked Pizza Hut because I got a chance to drive my own car and fast because they wasn't gonna pull me over because I was delivering pizzas. So I had the hat on to make sure I had the hat on. So it was fun until I started realizing that everybody was getting robbed around me but me. I was like, all right, time for me to go.
Yeah.
Paying attention to the signals. I was out of there. So.
Which is important, I think, life lesson, being aware of your surroundings and picking up on the signals, like you were saying. Sometimes I think when we're so engulfed in our life and just grinding, first of all, I think a lot of times forget to have time to smell the roses, so to speak, but also actually being aware of what's going on. Are we still in a healthy environment or not?
Remind me to come back to the smell the roses thing, because that's very important later on, maybe like chapter 3 and 4.
Okay.
But, yeah, so that was around 1920, which is around 2003 and 4. 2003 and 4. So around 2003 and 4, I'm working, just doing my thing with the boxing thing. And I just had a moment when I was hearing Luther Vandross, Dance for My Father. So I just had a breakdown moment for some reason. I don't know what it was. And that was my mom's song. So I don't know what it was.
When you say breakdown, what can you expand on that?
I had a really, really sad moment. And I just started crying when the song started playing, and my mom was like, what's wrong? So I was like, yeah, I don't know what my dad is like. I don't know who my dad is really, or anything like that. So I ain't seen him. It was what, 20 at the time, 20, almost 21. So I haven't seen my dad in like, it was like 11 years, and he just stopped by for like one day, and then he was gone. So I don't know. My mom saw how much that affected me, and she got in contact with him. I don't know how. Don't even dig into that question. But he ended up coming over to my mom's house, and we ended up just having a conversation, and told me I had 3 brothers and a sister.
You didn't know that you had siblings until then?
When I was little, they gave me pictures, and I didn't know if it was just cousins or it was like my actual brothers or whatever. Of that one time that he came, I didn't get a chance to really dig deep into it, but he told me I had 3 brothers and a sisters, and my 3 brothers was living in Long Beach. So, yeah. So
that was a lot to take on. I mean, I have no doubt that there are so many people that are going to be listening to this video, and your story. There's so much in there that people can relate to. I cannot relate to that, but I can feel the emotion from you. I mean, can you expand more about how you felt in that moment when you found out you had siblings?
In that moment, I feel like it's kind of hard to explain because I'm very confident, and cocky is confidence thin line. You can be very confident, or you can be cocky.
I totally agree.
Confident and cocky is a very thin line. So very confident, based upon the hard work I do and my skills and hard work I do on myself to try to be different from a lot of the people, that's out here. A lot of the men that's out here. I like to stand tall and be someone
confidence.
Someone that can be looked up to. So even at that age, I always knew I was different, and I carried myself different. So I was confident. I was confident, and I was happy with the person that I was. But I also felt like, at the same time, like, why wasn't I good enough for you to contact me sooner? And why did you leave me out when you're raising 3 brothers and married? Yeah. So it was like him having a whole nother family and then just leaving me out to do what I need to do on my own, become my own man. And thank God I had an older brother, and that was 10 years older than me, but he still was trying to find himself at the same time, and he had a kid young and different things like that. So him trying to find himself and having a kid young and, trying to deal with all of that, it's only so much he can do as being a big brother, you know what I'm saying? So I had to learn, and I had to pay attention to everybody else's mistakes to learn not to make those mistakes. So, but in that moment, I felt like I didn't like that. I didn't feel like less, but I felt like less at the same time.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can only imagine the just hurricane almost of emotions that were coming through you, and I mean, it'd be impossible to process all of that in one sitting. How did you continue to process it after that big download of very, very personal information?
I just jumped in and went to his house and stayed. I went over a couple of times, and then to meet my brothers and my dad's wife, and they was really warming and welcoming. So I wanted to stay to really just learn them and be with them.
Yeah, develop a relationship with them.
Develop a relationship.
Did they know about you before You came over?
My brother is 6 months older than me. My brother on my dad's side, so let that sink in. So my brother was 6 months older than me. He said that my dad didn't tell him about me until he was already in high school. And he said that my dad just said, my brother was just chilling in the kitchen, and my dad walked up to him and said, "You have a brother. He's the same age as you, and he lives in California."
Oh my goodness me. I call those, and please know I'm not making light of this, I call them pass the salt moments. You know, you're going about your business, and then all of a sudden somebody just drops something huge, and you're like, what?
That's exactly what he was like. Because they lived in Syracuse. So he was, you know, they was having their own life and family matters, life and all of that. And I'm out here in California. So I don't know exactly when they moved to Long Beach, but they was in Syracuse at the time, and he dropped the thing. So it wasn't like he could just catch a bus to come see me. But yeah, that was a big bomb that he dropped on my brother. But they was in high school. So when we all came together, it was just like, it was crazy.
How did your mom feel about that? Was she encouraging? I'm sure it was pretty emotional for her as well. I mean, she definitely honored you by getting in touch with him. I mean, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how my mom. I think my mom just wanted to. My mom always wanted to see me happy. So she was happy that I was able to, just be able to get the info that I was looking for, and be able to actually meet him as an adult. You know, because I was an adult at the time, and I finally got a chance to meet him and stuff like that. I just really felt like I was robbed from growing up with my brothers that was my same age. Like, was one 6 months older than me, another one 2 years younger than me, another one like 3 or 4 years younger than me. So I was really robbed of like real relationships with them. You know, and he robbed himself of watching me grow up, you know, being around me.
What is your relationship like with your siblings now, and with your father? And I don't know if he's still married to your stepmom.
Yeah, he's still married, and I don't know. It's just weird. I'm still cool with my brothers. We're not close like that. I'm a little bit closer to the brother that's six months older than me. We make contact every now and then, but we just, because we came together when we was adults, and we all had our own lives and own friends and different things like that. And Long Beach was not close, you know, and I already had 2 jobs, and I already had so much stuff going on, so we never really like came together as like real close, but we're cool. I mean, they got my Facebook, they got my number, and they know. I'm not really too close to my dad like that. I just felt like he didn't, after he met me as an adult, and when I got a chance to stay over there, we just never really like formed a real relationship like that. So after that time, you know, he did help me find a boxing gym that ended up leading me to go to Orange County to train every day, which led to some other things. But yeah, it's no real relationship with him, and my brothers and I are just cool. Yeah.
So then take us on, after that, take us on your journey once you really started getting into boxing.
So that was around 2004. All of that happened in 2004. 2000.
It was a big year.
Yeah, that was a big year. I started training in Orange County at this gym called DG Boxing Gym. It was one right off of 7th and because 7th go up to 22, which leads to the freeway. So it was like right off 7th and Long Beach or something like that.
Is it still around?
That one is. The one in Orange County is not. So I went out there and I just started going out there every day and holding in my skills and just trying to find the right coach and the right fit. And I stayed there for a couple of years. Had a couple of amateur fights there, and I threw out my shoulder in a fight that I had in Vegas. And
how long did that put you out for?
For about 5 months, because it was sore. I had switched from Pizza Hut because they was getting robbed over there, and then I had Food for Less. And Food for Less manager was the Food for Less manager.
Some people taking their trash cans back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I switched from Pizza because they was getting robbed, and then I went. Food for Less manager was taking away my hours because I was trying to, manage the working and then going to boxing and stuff. So I ended up quitting that, and I ended up getting a job at Fridays, CGI Fridays, Magic Johnson Fridays in Ladera, and I ended up getting a job at Jamba Juice, which was literally across the parking lot.
Yeah,
from
smart.
there, too.
Yeah, making use of your time.
So, before, because I had opened that one up, that was in Ladera. Ladera wasn't even open at the time. So I was going to the Jamba Juice right here, right off Century again. I was just going there for like 4:50 in the morning to open it up. And then, so I started working at Food for Less and, Fridays and Jamba Juice. And that was around like 2004. 2004 was crazy. So that all of that was in 2004. And while I got those two jobs, so when I got hurt in 2005, I just started working more. I started working more, and then since I wasn't going to that gym in Orange County no more, I ended up finding a gym in El Segundo from one of the guys that worked at that I met at in one of the gyms in Orange County, which was called Knockout, which is not there no more, which was one of my favorite gyms. So in 2005 and 6, I started working out at Knockout Gym, and that's when I had first started working with kids. Is there. I was in there from when I wasn't working at Fridays and Jamba Juice. I was in that gym 2 times a day, morning and night, and I knew everybody there, and all the kids that would come in there, they loved my style of boxing. They loved my dedication and stuff, and then they asked me would I mind working with them. I had already was doing personal training at the time too, on and off, like like clients every here and there. But they was asking me how much I charged, and I was like, you guys are kids, I'm not charging you anything. So
you did it for free?
I did it for free. It was.
This dude has one of the biggest hearts. Just quick little side note, if you didn't already gather that. So, wow.
Yeah, so I was training them.
How old were they kids? What range?
They ranged from 13, 15, 12, another 13, and the youngest one was like 9 or 8. So it was like 5 kids. I have a picture that I'm gonna send her so she can put right up in there, and it was like one of the best times.
That's amazing. Your face lights up when you
Yeah.
talk about them. Did you feel like, in some ways, like going back to what you were showing before about your family? In some ways, did you feel like that gave you that family dynamic working with the kids?
It definitely gave me a family dynamic. We was going there every day. We was all getting along, and I was seeing the progress that they was coming along with, and the joy that it was bringing to them. You know, and we was able to do fundraisers and stuff for the gym, and
Awesome.
They was able to do showcase their boxing skills and stuff there too. So it was really, really fun, and that's when I got into wanting to. I did start a nonprofit back then, but I wasn't tax exempt. I didn't know how to do all that. All I knew how to go was to downtown. I went to the Secretary of State and filed my articles of incorporation. I did that back in 2005,
Wow.
2006. But I never got like tax exempt, so it was just like. But that's when I fell in love with training kids, and that's from 19 to 2005. So, like, how old I would have been in 2005? 2005, 21.
22?
21, 22.
So that was, 20 years ago?
No. 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're talking age,
Trying to make me older.
47.
Yeah, trying to make me older. But yeah, that was a lot in that time.
It sure was.
That was a lot from graduating high school and starting at the gym in Compton till 2005. I graduated high school in 2002. So from 2002 to 2005 was insane.
I mean, it really was in such a short period of time. You went through some really life-changing experiences that very much, with the way that you handled it, paved, decades later for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great place for us to stop here, because I know that you just launched your program with kids again, and so that's something I want to continue talking about. And then also the journey. I mean, we're just scratching the surface with this, and I think that it's really, really important and thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing your story about what happened with your family and finding out you had siblings, and that feeling of abandonment was really something that I think a lot of people can relate to, not feeling like you're good enough, and how you built yourself back up in terms of that internal strength. And
yeah, what I did was I looked at it as in you missed out. And that's how you got to look at it. If somebody leaves you, somebody abandons you, somebody just walks away and just leave you to feed for yourself and fend for yourself, you got to look at it as you lost.
right.
You lost out on a great opportunity, because I am one person that you should have had in your life. I've never been to jail, never been on no drugs or anything like that. I'm a stand-up dude, and I'm always looking out for people, and I've been training people for 20 years. So I love to see, I love to help other people.
Yeah, we definitely share that the acts of service and helping everyone, and that was a big, big motivator of why I wanted to start Who's Your Mama. So for all of you out there that you feel like you're alone, you're not. I look forward to us continuing this journey with John, the Cobra Crosby, and let's go, y'all. The time is now. Thank you for tuning in to Who's Your Mama, and I look forward to collaborating from a community standpoint for the next episodes.